Hi. Welcome to the History House. I'm Arma Saeed and you are watching the History of October 25th on your favorite The History House YouTube channel. Please watch the video till the end so that you will know about the births and deaths on this day. Do not forget to subscribe the channel in order to get daily updates. October 25th is the 298th day of the year, 299th in leap years in the Gregorian calendar. 67 days remain until the end of the year. In Romania, the Armed Forces Day (Romanian, Ziua Armatei) is celebrated on the 25th of October. On this day, in 1944, the Romanian land forces retook Carei, the last Romanian city under joint German-Hungarian occupation. The Romania-Hungary border had been reached a few days earlier, but the troops rested, and then completed the reoccupation of northern Transylvania during the Battle of Carei. Day of the Basque Country is celebrated on October 25th. A national day is a day on which celebrations mark the nationhood of a nation or state. It may be the date of independence, of becoming a republic, or a significant date for a patron saint or a ruler, such as a birthday, accession, or removal. Republic Day, observed on October 25th, is a public holiday in Kazakhstan, celebrating the declaration of sovereignty of the Kazakh SSR from the Soviet Union. In the waning days of Soviet rule, individual republics of the Soviet Union sought greater autonomy. The Soviet Union agreed in early 1990 to give up its monopoly of political power. Following the lead of the Lithuanian SSR, the Russian SFSR and others, the Kazakh SSR declared its sovereignty on the 25th of October 1990, and Kazakhstan subsequently became independent on the 16th of December 1991 as the Soviet Union collapsed. Retrocession Day is the name given to the annual observance and unofficial holiday and former public holiday in Taiwan to commemorate the end of Japanese rule of Taiwan and Penghu, and the retrocession return of Taiwan to the Republic of China on October 25, 1945. However, the idea of Taiwan retrocession is in dispute. Sovereignty Day is a public holiday in Slovenia, celebrated on the 25th of October. It commemorates one of the key events in the process of attaining independence, namely withdrawal of the last Yugoslav People's Army (JNA) soldier from the territory of present-day Slovenia. It is designated state holiday, but not a work-free day. 285 or 286 Execution of Saints Crispin and Crispinian during the reign of Diocletian, now the patron saints of leather workers, curriers, and shoemakers. 473 Emperor Leo I acclaims his grandson Leo II as Caesar of the East Roman Empire. 1147 Seljuk Turks defeat German crusaders under Conrad III at the Battle of Dorylaeum. 1147 Reconquista, after a siege of 4 months, Crusader knights reconquer Lisbon. 1415 Hundred Years' War, Henry V of England, with his lightly armoured infantry and archers, defeats the heavily armoured French cavalry in the Battle of Agincourt. 1616 Dutch sea captain Dirk Hartog makes the second recorded landfall by a European on Australian soil, at the later named Dirk Hartog Island off the West Australian coast. 1747 War of the Austrian Succession, a British fleet under Admiral Edward Hawke defeats the French at the Second Battle of Cape Finisterre. 1760 King George III succeeds to the British throne on death of his grandfather George II. 1812 War of 1812, the American frigate, USS United States, commanded by Stephen Decatur, captures the British frigate HMS Macedonian. 1822 Greek War of Independence, the first siege of Missolonghi begins. 1854 The Battle of Balaclava takes place during the Crimean War. It is soon memorialized in verse as the Charge of the Light Brigade. 1861 The Toronto Stock Exchange is created. The Toronto Stock Exchange (TSX, French, Bourse de Toronto) is a stock exchange in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It is the 9th largest exchange in the world by market capitalization. Based in the EY Tower in Toronto's financial district, the TSX is a wholly owned subsidiary of the TMX Group for the trading of senior equities. A broad range of businesses from Canada and abroad are represented on the exchange. In addition to conventional securities, the exchange lists various exchange-traded funds, split-share corporations, income trusts and investment funds. More mining and oil and gas companies are listed on Toronto Stock Exchange than any other stock exchange. 1900 – The United Kingdom annexes the Transvaal. The Transvaal colony was the name used to refer to the Transvaal region during the period of direct British rule and military occupation between the end of the Second Boer War in 1902, when the South African Republic was dissolved, and the establishment of the Union of South Africa in 1910. The borders of the Transvaal colony was larger than the defeated South African Republic, which had existed from 1856 to 1902. In 1910 the entire territory became the Transvaal province of the Union of South Africa. 1917 – Old-style date of the October Revolution in Russia. The October Revolution, also known as the Bolshevik coup, the Bolshevik Revolution, the October Uprising, the October coup or Red October, was a revolution in Russia led by the Bolshevik Party of Vladimir Lenin that was instrumental in the larger Russian Revolution of 1917 to 1923. It took place through an armed insurrection in Petrograd, now St. Petersburg, on the 25th of October Old Style, OS, the 7th of November, New Style or NS, 1917. 1920 – After 74 days on hunger strike in Brixton Prison, England, the Sinn Féin Lord Mayor of Cork, Terence McSwiney dies. 1924 – The Zinoviev Letter, which Zinoviev himself denied writing, is published in the Daily Mail. The Labour Party would later blame this letter for the Conservatives' landslide election win 4 days later. 1927 – The Italian luxury liner SS Principessa Mafalda sinks off the coast of Brazil, killing 314. 1940 – Benjamin O. Davis Sr. is named the first African-American general in the United States Army. 1944 – Second World War – Heinrich Himmler orders a crackdown on the Edelweiss Pirates, a loosely organized youth culture in Nazi Germany that had assisted army deserters and others to hide from the Third Reich. 1944 – Second World War – The USS Tang under Richard O'Kane, the top American submarine ace of the war, is sunk by the ship's own malfunctioning torpedo. 1944 – Second World War – The final attempt of the Imperial Japanese Navy to win the war climaxes at the Battle of Lake Gulf. 1945 – 50 years of Japanese administration of Taiwan formally ends when the Republic of China assumes control. 1949 – The Battle of Gunningtou in the Taiwan Strait begins. The Battle of Gunningtou or Battle of Gunningtou, also known as the Battle of Kinmen, was a battle fought over Kinmen in the Taiwan Strait during the Chinese Civil War in 1949. The failure of the Communists to take the island left it in the hands of the Kuomintang nationalists and crushed their chances of taking Taiwan to destroy the nationalists completely in the war. 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis – Adlai Stevenson shows the United Nations Security Council reconnaissance photographs of Soviet ballistic missiles in Cuba. 1971 The People's Republic of China replaces the Republic of China at the United Nations. 1973 Egypt and Israel accept United Nations Security Council Resolution 339. 1980 Proceedings on the Hague Convention on the Civil Aspects of International Child Abduction conclude. 1983 The United States and its Caribbean allies invade Grenada, 6 days after Prime Minister Maurice Bishop and several of his supporters are executed in a coup d'état. 1995 A commuter train slams into a school bus in Fox River Grove, Illinois, killing 7 students. 1997 After a civil war, Denis Sassou Nguesso proclaims himself President of the Republic of the Congo. 2009 The October 2009 Baghdad bombings kill 155 and wounds at least 721. Births on this day, the 25th of October. 1984 Katy Perry, American singer-songwriter, actress. 1979 Rosa Mendez, Canadian wrestler. 1970 Peter Aerts, Dutch kickboxer. 1940 Bob Knight, American basketball player, coach. 1881 Pablo Picasso, Spanish painter, sculptor. Deaths on this day, the 25th of October. 1992 Roger Miller, American singer-songwriter, actor. 1955 Sadako Sasaki, Japanese victim of the atomic bombings of Hiroshima, Nagasaki. 1806 Henry Knox, American general. 1400 Geoffrey Chaucer, English poet. 1154 Stephen, King of England. Thanks a lot for watching the History House YouTube channel. Please like this video and subscribe the channel for latest stories on daily basis.